Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and in this video, I got a request on LinkedIn from a Fahad Kadir. I probably just absolutely butchered that name, and I apologize. But basically, what they had was they had a column chart, and the axis down here was month year, and they had a filter on this to be the last 6 months from today, right? And what they wanted to do was add this slicer over here of month year, and then when somebody picks something in this slicer, it shows that month in the last the last 6 months, basically. Essentially, is what they wanted. Now, the data model for this is just AdventureWorks. It's a fact table. It's dim date. Um, and they're related to one another on like order date or something like that. It doesn't really matter from that perspective. What I did was I created a month year column since it doesn't include it. It's just English month name concatenated with a space and calendar year. And I also created this sort column, which is calendar year times 100 plus month number of year, just so we can get the right sorting and all of that sort of thing. Now, the problem that you have is that when you have the things are related to one another, if I select something over here, I immediately just get that month, right? I need that month and, the last 5 months or whatever, 6 months, whatever you want to code it, right? So what I did was I just duplicated dim date over here in another date table. So it also includes month and month year. And obviously I could have made this much more efficient, right? Really all I need from here is the full date alternate key, the month year sort, and the month number of years. So I could have done a selected columns, but this video is probably gonna be longer than what I spent on on creating this data model and that. So I just very, rushed, I guess you could say. All right, so we don't want this. So what we do here is we have over here, we can have our month year from our unrelated table, right? Month year table. And as you can see here, I have a measure and it's showing me the last 6 months. So how do you do that? Well, the measure is fairly straightforward. So in this case, I wanted to be able to have a default of today. Let's say that nothing is selected in the slicer. So you want it to default to today, right? So you can do that by, just a simple if statement. Now I like to do that. Now this is one trick that I use. So I count rows in the month years, right? It's unrelated. And I set it, say if it's equal to the count rows of all month years, right? Then I know that nothing is selected or everything is selected, right? So I want to default that to today. Otherwise, I get the max from my dim date, full date alternate key. That's being used as the x-axis for my column chart, right? So now I know what month I'm in, and then I can do a selected date. I just grab the month, or I could use selected value or whatever. I keep things simple and just use max, right? So that'll tell me what is selected in the slicer. So month years, and probably you'd want to set that slicer to be a single select, more than likely. That would keep things clean. But anyway, you get the max of the full date alternate key. You can then calculate your min date that you want. So end of month selected date minus 6, so dial it back 6 months. And then we can calculate the result with another if statement. If our date, right, is greater than or equal to our min date and less than or equal to our selected date, then we can sum the factor net sales amount, and return that as a value. Otherwise, we return blank. And lo and behold, that'll give you the month and 6 months, 6 months prior to that as well. If you really just want 6 months, which includes this, you change this 6 to a 5, and there you have it. So quick and dirty. I think when he asked me that question, I figured other people I see this kind of problem come up quite a bit on the forums and things like that. So might as well make a video on it and preserve it for posterity. And I guarantee that this is not the only way to solve this problem, but this is probably, in my opinion, probably one of the more straightforward ways to solve this kind of issue. So that is all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.